Take a look, Ashton.
I can hit the weed and take them back to the D with it. Run the pick and roll and throw the whoop, I get sweet with it. Throwing fools like I'm going for the sweep. Take a trip to Philly, I've been banging all week. 20 under 20, I got rich out the read. I'm a rock star, make a bitch that I need. I don't sit watch, so it's just what I need. It's 100 pounds, take them on a high speed. And the boot grab shit getting neat.
Hey, what's poppin', everybody? Super Saiyan Santi, all gas, no brakes podcast. Man, we are here today. We doing some big super duper things today. This is the super duper day today because we got RawDope Podcast. We got Ham 5,000.
Yes.
Super 5,000. Gotta ask you about the name. You gotta tell me about the name. We got my man Ken. What we calling you?
Kenny Fatso.
Kenny Fatso, yo, in the building. I'm happy to have you, brothers. I'm happy to have you here too, man. Like sitting here in the front. You know what I'm saying? Because I know trying to get producers, engineers in the front is a very difficult thing, and I got it. So that means we doing some amazing things here over at All Gas No Break Podcast. If you could tell the listeners where they could find you guys at.
RawDope Podcast. That's RawDope Podcast on Instagram. RawDope Podcast on Twitch. RawDope Podcast TikTok. RawDope Podcast YouTube, and Ham English on Facebook, but RawDope Podcast Facebook group. So it's just everywhere. RawDope Podcast.
He got it. He said it all.
Yeah, he wrapped it up.
He wrapped it up. Bet, man. This is a super day for us because, man, y'all killing it in the B-More. Y'all killing it. I got to be 100% with y'all. I love all the content. You guys are pulling in the city. I feel like that's exactly what we want to do here, you know, in the DC area, what y'all doing over there. Trying to get more involved in the city, get our community more involved, and putting on those people that don't be getting the shine that should be getting that shine. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like what I got from y'all. And I'm happy y'all are here because I feel like this is the bridging, the connection. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to be most definitely support you guys, and hopefully you can support us, and we just keep it building from there and take over this world.
Absolutely.
Iron sharpen iron.
Hey. So, man, I'm going to start off with this. Where'd y'all come up with the name RawDope Podcast? What caused that to happen?
Basically, the name just came from, we come from Baltimore, and we come from, the urban community and the ghetto area. So, RawDope was just like something that tore down the community. But, it's known to the world as heroin. So we look at it like what we saw, as we got older and mature, that raw is something that's pure. So, everything from us coming from Northwest Baltimore, we just felt like anything we do was real. You know what I'm saying? Us ghetto boys can just be taking the word real too far. Yeah. So it's like when you think of raw, you think of real. And then you think of dope, you think of cool. So we put them together and just called it RawDope Podcast, standing for the rawest and dopest interviews on the planet. And then our motto was just no fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet.
I'm happy you said it because it wouldn't sound like that nice coming from me, though.
Yeah.
I love that.
As our Miranda rights. So, we got RawDope, and then we just give you your Miranda rights. That's our Miranda.
That's your Miranda rights.
That's our Miranda.
Everything will be used against you on the internet.
Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet.
What made you come up with those as your Miranda rights?
Because I got arrested, and they told me before anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. And one time I got the fucking just saying anything, and I seen that in my transcripts. Like, dang, they really stand on that. Like, you say the wrong thing. Yeah, so I'm like, dang, like, all right. But basically, I just came up with the, the name, and it just was like, man, shit. Because I wanted people, when they heard RawDope, I wanted them to think negative. At the top, I wanted you to think something negative, and then, you see us, our long dreads, and you know what I'm saying, we got the urban look, you know what I'm saying. That's
I'll be honest, I ain't see negativity, and I didn't feel negativity when I heard it. I felt,
thank you.
It's raw, it's dope. That's the others that think like that.
Right.
We that's why I love that when we get together and we do this ourselves, because we understand there's a difference in the King
Cultures.
English. Exactly, cultures. And then the King's English versus the English we've done created. You know,
Right.
we have our own English. And when I heard RawDope, I'm like, I know it's hip hop. I know it's urban. I know it's got to be real. Like you're not holding back because it's raw. There's a percentage symbol in it.
Yeah, the percentage, and nobody never asked me that, and thanks for asking me that. The percentage sign stands for we just a small percentage of the culture. You know what I mean? To just spreading the message. You know what I'm saying? We stand behind loyalty over royalty, and it's just a small percentage of us.
Yeah,
It's
true.
a small percentage of us that's really cool. It's a small percent of us that keep it 100. So the percent sign, it's just a symbol of we just a small percent of a big thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look,
We add now part. You know what I mean?
There's only 1 to 5% of wealthy, right?
Yeah.
And they say they run the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there could be a small percentage of us running it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's only a small percentage going to try.
Hey, ain't that the truth though?
Yeah, so that's the percent sign. That's what it stands for. It's just a strong symbol of the people that's trying to be better than they was yesterday. Because just trying to do anything that make millions of dollars come with a lot of stress, come with a lot of naysayers, come with a lot of non-believers, and it's like you sacrifice so much when you try and get that bag. You know what I mean? Not just a bag. You trying to get that bag. You know what I'm saying? But don't come with a retirement plan. Don't come with trust funds. Just like you get your millions, you gotta do right by them. You know what I'm saying? You just don't get millions and just gotta go to sleep at night and it's easy. Not even getting thousands. You gotta keep feeding it. So you wanna keep working until you got more. So that's just our motto.
I love it. What makes you not give up? Why don't you? I know there had to be days where this shit probably was like, man, this is a blower, son. But you keep pushing forward.
I'm trying to be rich. Like I'm
go.
trying to make some money. You know what I'm saying? Like anything I ever did since I was like a kid, you know what I mean? I just always did it to the fullest of my ability. Yeah. You know what I mean? If I was, raking leaves, shoveling snow, selling dope, coke, whatever I was doing, I'm a extremist.
You can work
So
hard.
like,
You hard. You
know what
out
I'm
working the
saying?
next person.
Like when I get shoes, it gives me anything I buy, I gotta get more than one. Cause if I only could get one, I don't want to do it.
Word.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that's where we come from. We come from the bottom, so it's like something we never had was the top. So when you come from the bottom, you always climbing.
Yeah,
Until you get there, you always climbing.
And I'm gonna tell you, I haven't gotten there, but I don't see even if getting there is like the stop. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's in our blood.
You gotta maintain it once you get there.
Yeah, my point.
You gotta maintain it. And I want this to be like this because you a host. You're a host as well because engineers behind the scene, they're hosting. Ask questions of us too because I most definitely would love to I want to build with y'all. So if you got any questions for me, do you have any questions? If you have any,
it's this dope community you in.
We here.
Right.
This is our folk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I love about Maryland. That's what I love about Baltimore. What I love about Maryland, PG. I love it's our folk.
Yeah.
We be getting
a lot of people don't know that though. The deeper you get into Maryland, the culture is there heavy. And then people don't know that Maryland, a lot of people, I'm glad people, if you watching, a lot of people don't know like Maryland was like Atlanta before Atlanta because there's a lot of successful, people of color here. A lot of people don't know that because especially come from Baltimore because we just really stuck in Baltimore City, Baltimore County. And the farther you get out in the county is their detention, their prisons, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of dudes just stuck. But if you go to like the 3 is just the biggest, Calvert, St. Mary's, and Charles, like it's beautiful. Chesapeake Beach,
it's beautiful.
Everything, you know. So you guys got a lot going on.
I've never been
here.
in none of it. I've never been out here. This is my first time out here.
Thank you for coming out here, man.
And it's nice out here.
It's chill. This is like my goal in life. 'Cause I'm trying to be like him when I get older too. I'll tell y'all for real. I'm you know what I'm saying? Right. But it's country out here and I love it. I'm trying to get to like farm life. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get acres and farms and shit. And
exactly.
If I gotta eat my own chicken, my own whatever, I'm doing that. That's what I'm about to do.
Yeah, that's what make life better. Good when you get the bread. That's what I want to do is purchase 100 acres somewhere in Maryland, and then just be able to just grow my cannabis, my fruits and my veggies. You know what I'm saying? Plus you got 100 acres, you can add stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can put your little life on 100 acres. Your pool, your shooting range. You can put everything. Your pond. You can
also
fix it.
Build a community for somebody else.
Exactly. But with my 100 acres, I only want like 6 or 7 houses there. I don't think it's no more than 10 houses because my horses got to be there. You know what I'm saying? The bulls got to be the stuff got to be on there.
I'm gonna say you going hard with 100 acres. I'm gonna tell you because I took a look at 10 acres one day. I'll keep it 100 with you. My wife is in the farming and shit.
Right.
And 10 acres was a lot. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. I was like, yo, this is overwhelming. So make sure you have your peoples to cut that.
They're going to cut because I look at, I mean, like, I'm not going to lie, like just a little bit up on when I get my 100 acres, like 20 acres going to be dedicated to the pond. You know what I mean? A man-made lake. You know what I'm saying? That's 20 acres there. Then, you know, I'm growing. So, you know what I mean? Around it, I want trees. And I feel like the next part of the next life when people get to creating, when you think about cemeteries, if I got 100 acres and I go to bury my family or something, then, you know what I'm saying? I believe, like, you know, I could, you know, bury them and grow trees there. So they had real forever life. And you can remember that's Uncle Jane, Uncle Mo, Uncle Brat. That's a little cabin.
And
you know what I'm saying? What's right there. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, when you bury them, I plant seeds. Everybody that get buried there, I plant a tree right next to them. Yeah. So, you know, you see they grave and then the tree growing there. You know what I'm saying? Because I looked into that, like what you can do with 100 acres. I seen a guy, I think he was from Ohio. He created a machine where he gets fresh water from the earth, just out the sky, the rain, you know what I'm saying? You heard about that. And they took his machine, so he made it where though you get fresh water. They took it and hid it, but he made a few of them and he got them out. But that would have made him a trillionaire.
Yeah.
That's why they took it. He would have got a trillionaire. He learned how to make fresh water off the natural air and gases.
It would have messed up some big businesses and they wasn't having it.
Oh yeah, you know it. But there's a couple cats that learned how to fuel homes without any power. They took that away from them too. You know,
anything that will interfere with big business, they getting it out of there.
So those creations, I would just have to be selfish and keep on my 100 acres, and if you dealing in acres and then into that farm life, I could share with you because you ain't gonna be a whistleblower.
Yeah, of course. No,
you're not gonna be a whistleblower. Yeah, because you gonna be like, man, we doing this. We could water our plants. We could do a lot with this,
and we not spending a lot of money.
And we not spending no money because it comes from the earth.
Well, some people
we spend a lot of money on the natural resources.
Oh yeah.
That's the sad part about America. We spend a lot of money on shit that's just free.
And and by location you're at, it's cheaper. The prices differentiate. Because when I used to live in Florida, their electricity bills and their water bills are a lot less than up here.
Because it's hot all the way around, you know what I'm saying?
But we pay a lot for utilities here, man. They get us, man. We pay. I read an article saying that we pay 25% more than any other than other states and cities and all that, like other states. This area pays 25% more. And I saw it one day. I bought a Mac computer, and I'm gonna go off a little bit, and I'm gonna ask y'all more questions about y'all. But I bought a Mac computer one day, and I bought it in Florida. It was a G. If I bought that same computer here, it was $14.50.
That's bananas.
I
can believe that. Yeah, I can believe that. You know what I mean? That's. I can believe that shit. In California, gas like $17. I was in California maybe 6-7 months ago, and the gas was like, bro, they had that type of price in Baltimore. Ooh. They got to shut them down. They might be getting held up. $17 a gallon. And like, whoa, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't remember the number, but I know it was like, bro, they could never do that.
They like it. One time I saw double digits.
Yeah,
I think I saw
might
9.
Not been 17. I might be thinking about cigarettes.
Yeah,
I don't smoke,
but they be like $9.
It was probably like $10 a gallon or something.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was
crazy. Don't get premium.
But it's a lot of billionaires there. I mean, they got Silicon Valley there. So
but still not everybody billionaires.
Right.
You know, we not
small
billionaires.
Percentage, really.
We ain't billionaires. You know,
there's a lot of rich people in California though. So
how long y'all been doing this for now?
5 years. December the 3rd, I think it's the 5th year anniversary.
Congrats.
When we put out our first episode.
How it feel? How many episodes? Y'all like 300 and something episodes in.
No, actually, in counting on the books, it's 275, but we did over 300 episodes, but some of them just got dismissed to, just lack of knowledge of the equipment and, you know what I'm saying, just getting in the business and not having nobody to, you know what I'm saying? So we had to learn as we go.
But the beautiful thing about learning that way, I don't want to. What you about to say? You about to say something?
Yeah, so basically, I messed up a lot of episodes in the beginning.
My man.
And you can't get them back. Yeah. I done messed up some exclusive freestyles. There's a lot of good shit that even got messed
That's
up.
why I started going live. I'll be honest with you, with the live shit I do, whenever anything does, because sometimes equipment does that to you.
Right.
I use that footage. And I've even had people say, yo, I liked when you switched cameras like that. I'm like, I bet. That was just straight. I needed something to give you. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little joint that I put out there. I like just going live. Sometimes we have other cameras, so we have different angles. You don't miss it. And sometimes you may even lose the video, but you got the audio.
Dope.
Exactly.
Yeah. Man, y'all been doing this for a minute now, y'all. So same thing like y'all, we have more than what we say right now, but because things messed up or other reasons, we just pulled them. We just pulled them. You know what I'm saying? But we're like at 80. Trying to get like y'all though, man. So I noticed y'all like shoot early because I be hearing you saying like this is the morning. What time y'all start shooting?
Oh no. I said I'm gonna start RawDope Podcast in the morning from 6 to 8, but our usual time of shooting is from like 7 to 9 p.m.
Okay, evening as well. Okay, cool. And I see y'all had like multiple locations, and now you got a virtual background and everything. Tell me about the process of when you began, how it went. Tell me about that.
Well, go ahead, Kenny.
The beginning was rough because we didn't know nothing. So he found the guy who had a studio. So he basically showed us what to do. That's where we went, and he showed us. Like, that's how I learned how to work anything. I knew absolutely nothing about no equipment at all.
Wow.
That's why so many episodes got messed up.
Why were you willing to take that on and not knowing? Like, what made you go, I'm willing to take that on, though?
Somebody had to do it. Yeah. So it was a couple of us at first. And
a couple of us, too.
I thought somebody else was going to do it. But eventually, somebody had to do it, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make the shit get done. That's just it. So that's how I carry it. Whatever need to be done, I'm going to do it. I don't care if it's jumping on the boards, jumping on the mic, riding to pick somebody up, whatever got to be done to make the show go on. Let's just keep it going.
Why you believe in the show so much?
First and foremost, both of us used to rap, and we didn't know each other since we was kids, for real. He always been loud and boisterous. And I knew as a host, he could do that. It makes sense. Made perfect sense.
Made sense.
It makes sense for his personality to me. So I'm like, yeah, he can do that. He know hip hop. We try and stay within, I guess you could say, the hip hop confines of what was going on in the city. It just made sense. I'm not trying to rap no more, but I still like hearing niggas rap. I want to be around it. Why not do it?
That's right.
So when he came to me with the idea, I thought he was bluffing. Like, yeah, all right, go ahead, do it, and we'll do it. Yeah. But I'm with it, though. I thought he was bluffing, though. I ain't think it'd really pop off. And he called me like, yeah, come to the studio. Yeah, we've been doing it ever since.
You've been rocking ever since. You knew that this was your calling, because I heard in your interviews as well, you talked to others, you were rapping as well. And you got into this podcasting because you saw this opportunity here. How you feeling since being in it so far? And shout out and big ups to you for interviewing ENF, EFN,
yeah.
EFN. I'm sorry, yeah, EFN yeah. Drink Champs. I saw that joint. How's it feeling since choosing to do it, and your man still rocking with you? And I know you've had people drop off. I saw at first you had a female host. Y'all,
Facts.
So how you feeling now after all these episodes in? How I feel?
Like I said, you know what I mean? Like I said in the beginning of the show, like I always, you know what I'm saying, I put my mind to it, I'ma do it, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things, a lot of moves in life, like I counsel because I'm really not a bluffing person, but it just be like I always surround myself with like people that just don't see past $10,000, you know what I'm saying, in life, or see past a tax return or some shit like that. So it's like, since a kid, I always knew that I was going to make it out if I didn't get killed or had a large prison sentence, because I didn't feel good with doing anything other than what I was doing. You know what I mean? I just knew at a young age that I had plenty of jobs. I grinded, but I just knew at a young age, like, bro, it ain't meant for me to be normal. Like, Because it's like my whole family been normal, you know what I'm
I know
saying?
exactly what you're
and a lot of
saying.
people, you know, I come from that's being normal, and I'm like, bro, like I don't feel like, you know,
And
what I'm saying?
normalcy shit,
I
it's not
don't
for
want
you.
struggle. Like,
I
you know what I
don't
mean?
feel
Sometimes
you.
I had a bad thinking one time, like, bro, I would rather be confined than to be out here living less fortunate. And that's most of an idiotic thing, and that's a crazy way of thinking. But it's like, bro, if you less fortunate, it wasn't until I got older realizing, bro, if you got your freedom, you can make something happen. Everything ain't gonna be instant gratification. But it's like, bro, like, what we gonna wake up and do, bro? Like, if my imagination beyond this world, then I need to be in a circle with people with the same imagination, because it's gonna work. If 10 of us got crazy imaginations and we dreaming about something and we keep talking like we got it, we gonna somebody gonna bring the boom boom room to life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what motivated me to do it is like, man, like what else I'm gonna do? Because this shit, when you look at the books and what the payoff for it, it's like gambling. You know what I mean? You're never gambling to just gamble. The payoff. It's the payoff. You like, bro, if I hit this number, if I flip this card open, I'm good forever. You know what I'm saying? If I get people to recognize what I'm doing, they respect what I'm doing, and I got a lot more to talk about. You know what I mean? I got 20 more years of content.
Amen.
So I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? Shit, if they let me in, I'm gonna handle it. So what keep me going is like, bro, I never stayed consistent with nothing in my life outside of selling drugs, doing the wrong thing. I stayed consistent with. So now I got something that I'm doing right, and I just try to stay consistent with it, saying if I stay working for whether it's 5 or 10 years, if I stay with it, what could come out of it?
Yeah.
And that's just like, bro, it's like,
what's been coming out of it so far?
You know, I told Kenny this early on, he could contest to this. I broke it down to him in life, because, you know, I spent quite a few years behind the door. So I read about businesses and just seeking. I always watch documentaries. So I said, yo, in anything we do, if we rap and singing or dancing or even building a construction company or hair salon, bro, we gotta know that we people not just gonna jump. It's either gonna jump or it's not. You know, you could come out with something and it bang out the top. You know what I mean? That shit usually gets slow in the end. Like, there's a lot of successful businesses off of COVID-19 that's failing. That's going to be failing between now and 25. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Because they had that boom, and they thought that boom was going to be jamming. That's like a block. It's always jamming. Tell the shit out. If you've never putting up no money, then when it gets slow, you just did all that shit for nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And hopefully you save some of that shit.
Hopefully you save that. So it's like, bro, like, we ain't get instant gratification. Nobody giving us a break. Nobody doing nothing. So now I was like, Kenny, first year, they ain't going to believe us. I was like, the second year, they going to be like, all right, these niggas around. The third year, they going to be like, oh, shit. The fourth year, they going to be like, these niggas ain't playing. And then, like, the fifth year, they going to be like, oh, man. So throughout the time, you know, we drop merchandise, you made money. Few people pay for interviews. We got some donations. So slowly but surely, you know what I'm saying, they starting to recognize and going into the fifth year. Like I told them, they ain't going to recognize what we doing to after the 5. You know what I mean? We got the first 5, no parole. Yeah. So I feel like, and he'll tell you, like, I told him, I don't give a fuck about this shit, because from episode 1, I'm worrying about 500.
Hey.
Can he tell you? I like, bro, I'm going to celebrate when we get to 500, bro. Like, I don't care nothing about that, because when we did 1, all I used to dream about and think about, I know this sound crazy, everybody, all I thought about was 10. Man, fuck this 1, 2 episodes that went successful. What we gonna do when we get to 10? Then my thing was when we get to 50. Then my thing is when we get to 100. And I went from 100 not caring about 150, 120, 130. I cared about the 200. So last year at 200 episode, I was telling nigga about the 3-peat. You know what I mean? Then when I add the numbers up, I'm like, bro, we keep grinding, do some more content. Nigga, we be at 500, nigga, before we got 6 years.
Easy.
You know what I mean? Because what else if we doing it, we not doing this?
And plus you making it so repetitive, this is simple for you. You just, like, you can walk in, like, they come in nervous now. And y'all like, all right, cool, I'm ready. All right, you know how to make it happen quickly.
But the most exciting thing I can honestly say over the last 2 years is just people recognize it. Like, I almost anywhere in the city and in the county, you know what I'm saying, I be somewhere and people be like, no fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness.
That's right.
Man, I love your podcast, man. That's what's up. You know what I mean? Like, it's like anywhere, me and my girl be anywhere, like, She want to tint the windows on her car because she like, I was at the hospital one day. Dude keep pacing back and forth with a black mouth. Think this nigga ready to smoke me. I rolled the window down just to pluck the ashes. So, hey, so like, bro, you got to get me on your podcast.
That's right.
Like, yo, I popped back, was behind a tree, minding my business, shorty.
Yeah.
Spotted me from a mile away. I'm like, man, I got to cut my dreads off or something.
But it was supposed to happen because you saw it, man. You a visionary. You're a visionary. You're an entrepreneur. You have the gusto. I could tell from when we first talked on the phone, you was like, in it, and I love that, man. I'm very similar to you in that regard. I don't stop. I'm not gonna quit. They ain't gonna. I've had people quit. We've had this show. We started with like 5, 6 other people.
Yeah, we started like 10, 12. Everybody didn't quit. Like a lot of my main homies
Don't
went
mind
to jail.
Oh,
you know what I
so
mean?
hear
And then
that.
a couple of females, you know, they were single mothers. So it was like,
Tough.
it was like, yo, you gotta do that sometimes. Like when it all pan out, like it's gonna be who it's gonna be. And it just ended up me and Kenny. And that was like that at there before episode 15.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We figured it out it was gonna be us. Even my beginning co-workers, shout out to her, you know what I'm saying? She helped me make history, she helped us grow, but she was only meant to be there for that amount of time. You know what I'm saying? It was meant to go the way it's gonna go. I don't believe in none of that other stuff. I don't believe in spookinism.
Nah.
So I felt like it's already written in the books is we gonna make it or not. These subscribers and everything, it's already premeditated. You know what I mean? We just walk into it. You know what I'm saying?
What you read? You a reader?
Yeah, I read a few things.
What you reading right now?
I'm not reading nothing, to be honest with you. I ain't
Okay.
read a few things. I because I'm gonna tell you, documentaries like kind of took the place of books
I'm getting
and life
documentaries now.
and life moving at a rapid pace. I haven't really been able to sit down. I used to be a real big newspaper reader, and I used to love magazines and buy magazines, and the paper kind of come to the extent. You know, it just push you to the documentary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I watch a lot of real shit.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, Earn Your Leisure. You know,
Okay.
Gary V.
Okay,
My
okay.
guy, you know what I'm saying? You know, I dig into stuff like that. So I'm always researching because I when I do my research, I move like I already got 20 million. So I'm like, yo, my girl to tell her, I'm always like, oh, we get this house, I had to do this and that. I'm already counting it because it's like, I feel like when it happened, I was telling Kenny when it happened, it's that fast pace. It's a fast paced offense. If you don't know what to do, you're going to drown like the rest of these people that had these opportunities. You drown. You got to ha. You got to keep moving. You got to move like a chicken with your head cut off because it's be like, yo, once we get a deal, we ain't going to get no breaks for 10 years. And that pushes well over 50. You get what I'm saying? So you got to think your family, everybody lose this sacrifice for you to make this ultimate money, which is fucked up. But I just signed up to live better than yesterday.
Hey.
I don't want to go check for check. I'm not thinking about Social Security benefits, bro. I'm not thinking about life insurance.
Tell me about it.
I'm just being honest,
Yeah,
bro.
no, you real.
In the reality of life, you have to think about that. So I'm not telling nobody don't do that. But in my reality, I'm like, what? If something happened to my wife or my kids, bro, I'm dropping 100 on her shit, bro. Like something my mother passes something. Whoever got the insurance policy, you can have it because I won't be able to be in position. Something happened to one of my brothers. I won't be able to drop the 50 ball and get it done, man. We ain't thinking about goddamn, you know what I'm saying, mutual funds and stuff like that, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My man Kenny was saying that one day, like, bro, I don't care, bro. I got my millions, I'm gonna spend them all before I go, cause he like, hey, my son gonna have to work for his shit like I did mine. You know what I mean? I'm like, dang, you're a tough motherfucker. He right there.
I mean, I'm gonna leave him alone,
Alone,
but you gonna have
He said
to
he's not
you gonna
leaving.
have to flip that, sure, and make yourself good.
Right.
I feel you.
And
though.
I got confidence you will, cause
Hey.
you're my son.
And also you
Facts.
raise and train them to do that.
Exactly.
So
I
you,
got
so
confidence
you like
you
you
will.
good.
Right. As long as you apply what you've learned in life, you'll be good.
And then what I also taught you.
Yeah, and
you
the
had a
little,
hella
and the
role
little
model.
kickoff money.
There you
Because
go.
everybody needs something to jump off with. I'm not saying
Yeah.
nothing.
Of course,
But
of course.
I believe I'm not going to sit and live my whole life gaining money to not enjoy it.
Understand
Worrying about everything else that can happen possibly. Fuck all that. I'm going to live life, do what I want to do. And if it's gone, it's gone. I didn't enjoy my life. I was born broke.
Yeah,
I've
me
been
too.
broke longer than I've had any money ever.
Me too.
So even if I got money today like that, I would still been broke longer than I had the money.
I understand that.
So I don't care about money.
Yeah.
I just, it don't really have no effect on me.
Yeah.
I just like what it can do for you.
Kenny, I completely understand what you're saying, bro. Let me ask you a question. what keeps you going? What keeps you motivated?
I call it what if. Just the what if of the whole shit. What if it do work? What if it
type of shit
if it happen?
Yeah.
What if I get this money?
Right.
Say what if I can just leave my son all this money and I was bluffing because I got this money now and boy, you ain't got to work for shit.
Right.
It sound good when I was broke, but fuck that head.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I figured that you're gonna switch it up. It has to be switched up. 100%. You know what I mean? Just what keeps you going is like you said, the knowing because if you pay attention, like look at Mason Cam, even though they started out with 250. Look at Mav Hoffa. Look at Gillian Wallow. Look at Noyan EFN, bro. Look at Don't Call Me White Girl. Look at my man Joe Buttons. Look at Queen's Flip. Look at the content creators. You get what I'm saying? Look at how this business is expanding. Yes, you know what I mean? Like Joe Rogan was the first person I heard of getting a $100 million podcast deal. So that lets you know that everybody clicking, boom, boom, boom. It's not like originality. That's the same thing. When music was created, we chased the artists that made us feel good and sound good, and we felt like they was real. We didn't start out with a celebrity cousin. We ain't start out with platinum records, bro. We ain't start out that had a hit record back then, bro. We ain't start out with somebody giving us the alley hoop and putting us on our platform. We believed in this, man. What we did was, man, we got 8-ball. We found the corner, and we doubled up and 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 doubling up. And we've been doubling up ever since. And when our one goal was, it could be 1 million podcasts out here, and shout out to every last one in the DMV, especially in the Baltimore area. But we not letting them outwork us. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that, bro, because that's the only thing that goes recognized is work. We can't go 2 weeks and 3 weeks without them seeing us on YouTube. We can't do that. That's like us coming out. We come from the streets, so it's like how we saying we do something and we ain't doing it.
Yeah.
I tell people that all the time. How you sell tennis shoes if you ain't selling them? How you sell clothes if every time you see them, boy, you got some clothes, you ain't popping your trunk and got it. How you cut hair if you ain't in your car, you ain't got the barber sippers. How you do braids, shorty, you ain't got the grease. You ain't got the grease in the comb. You playing? That ain't what you doing. How you a smoker? You ain't got no weed or no blunts.
Yeah.
How you a driver, bro, and you ain't got a car? How you so nice behind the wheel, but you don't own the car? Your life is how you a sneaker, how you a tennis shoe lover, and you ain't got no sneakers. I don't care if you don't have $1,000 pair of sneakers, but you got 50 pair of $29.99s because you love sneakers. Yeah. How can you convince me you do something and you not doing it?
Yeah.
How you say you hoop, but you not on the court? You playing. Yeah. I ain't got time to play.
No, man, no time whatsoever, yo. Let me ask you another thing. You all putting on for Be More. What made you come to that idea? Like, yo, this is what we need to do. We need to focus on our area first.
I can answer that, and then Kenny can follow up. We felt like this, and this is what I teach this to my kids, teach my nieces and nephew, and I tell this to my mans and them. We can't worry about what's out of reach. So the first thing that we can get to make it relevant is people that we could call up and only a 10, 15-minute ride away. Let's just worry about that first. I mean, once we clean up the city, then we'll work our way through the DCs, the PGs, the Hagerstowns, the Mo Counties, the Philadelphias, the Pittsburghs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's like, yo, let us clean up our city because RawDope Podcast is a Baltimore, DC, Virginia, and Maryland thing.
Right.
That's what we made it for. But we knew the first place we had to get busy with is Baltimore. And then shout out to 37th Street, DC. We been locking in with them. You know what I mean? We locked in 2 interviews with my man
Young Jose,
and
Killer
Killer KGR. Yo, Free No Savage. So you know what I'm saying? We breaking in. And I was out in DC at a show. Man, that's like, bro, like, I didn't even know that we broke into the Maryland region. I didn't know that we had a fan base. There's people from Virginia.
I'm surprised you ain't
5,000. I didn't know, bro. It's my hand of God. We just did the Coalition DJ anniversary, their 6-7 year anniversary, and they had us come out there to do media, and we doing media, bro. I turn around, it was like 17 people lined up to holler at me like, yo, I love, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't believe it.
Congratulations.
Like, bro, like, yeah, the DMV is watching, the outskirts of Maryland is watching, they catching it. You know what I mean? I just feel like Baltimore next, and I feel like we played a major part in that in the last 5 years by giving the interviews to the up and coming, giving the interviews to people without a voice. We give an interview to almost anybody that's doing something. We don't give interviews to dudes or females, anybody that came out with cupcakes Monday and they not selling cupcakes on Wednesday.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's not the platform for you. We with the motherfuckers that been grinding with the cupcakes for the last 180 days. Then we want to give you an alley hoop, throw it off the glass to you. But go ahead and build with it, Kenny.
It's basically what he said, crime of proximity. You deal with what's right there in your face. That's it.
Yeah. And it's been paying off. And it's paid off. It's paying off. It's been paying off. You guys, I'm surprised you didn't know. I've been watching you all for a little bit, like I want to say at least a year or two for me.
Thank you.
A year or two, because you kept coming across my timeline, and whenever I could catch it, I catch it. And I was just like, man, they really they doing what I want to do here.
See, that's a good thing, because you said I'm coming across your timeline.
Oh, you coming across my timeline, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. That's awesome.
You're in the algorithm.
And then ain't no the algorithm is stupid, but I to be honest with you, and that's to anybody that hit us up in the DM, bro, like my DM be pressure. Like I'll be getting pressed up on.
I know
think somebody pressed up on me on my live. Yeah. Want to click somebody in the live, they had a ski mask on. I say, Pooh Shiesty joint, I'll be like, hold up. Now I was like, yo, it's weird. You know, entertainment is weird. You know what I mean? It's weird, and weirdos come about. So I just be having, you know, that from when you talk to me, I just be having a conversation with people. You know what I'm saying? Or my nephew be having conversation with people, or Kenny be having conversation with people, whoever in the DM that day. But I just tell me, I just keep it a conversation. It's me if you just hold a good conversation. It's my nephew Spaz. He just trying to book something.
Shout out Spaz, yo.
You know what I mean?
Spaz was talking to me at first, and then you came on, you hit me, like, I gotta talk to you, man.
Yeah.
And I appreciate
it was going
that.
sour, you know what I'm saying?
That was good.
It was just going, you know, and they tell me, you know what I mean? And like I said, I'm trying to lock in with more and more podcasts, especially in the region, man. So, you know, I just hope that we can, you know, lock in and grind, man, and work, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you work. We connected now.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. And I like your location, man. It's beautiful.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we enjoy this. We love podcasting. I just lost my mic here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be your neighbor soon.
How long y'all been doing this?
2017.
That's dope.
Yeah.
2017, man. And we started out with a bunch of us. Some of us left. Not even episode 15. It was episode maybe like 6 or 7. But my man and I, Rex, shout out my man Rex Carolus.
Shout out to Rex.
I didn't even introduce myself. I wanted to jump in the interview with y'all so bad. I just kept it rolling. Right. But yo, I'm at Super Saiyan Santi, man, at AGNB Podcast. Shout out to my boy at Rex Carolus. That is shout my out dog. Rex. That is my dog. So
when Rex record too? He's an engineer?
Engineer, yeah, we both are. We both went to Full Sail. So I met him at Full Sail University.
That's in Virginia, right?
That's in Orlando, Florida.
Oh man, that's super cool.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. It was me and him.
Spring breaks was so.
Y'all both was from out this way, just meeting down there.
He was. I didn't even know him. Never met him. Met him in class. Actually, he was my classmate, and so it was a real world education what they teach you.
Okay.
So you go to school at night because engineering and audio engineering recording normally be like the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 in the morning. Yeah. So that's the time we take in class, and afterwards I will go study. Because we had a test like the next day. Because they do quick studies. He was like, yo, you about to study? I want to go study with you. And I was like, all right, you ain't going to come study with me. All right, whatever. And he would be there with me till like the morning, and I won't sleep, and I'll go to class, you know, to keep it moving. And he would be the dude to do it. So anyway, long story short, I graduated early. He was in Norfolk, and he was like, yo, I'm moving to the DMV up here, this way. And I was like, beautiful. That's creative.
You from the DMV? He's from?
Norfolk,
Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, Norfolk, Virginia. Shout out to Norfolk, Virginia. I was in Woodstock Job Corps Center back then. Norfolk, Virginia, man.
You know that joint, Rex? I know Rex know that joint.
Yeah, I went to Woodstock. Woodstock's in Woodstock, Maryland. Virginia got a Job Corps. But you know what I'm saying? People was from Norfolk, Virginia. They love me down in Norfolk.
There you go.
I'm talking about in 98 though, 98,
well,
99.
They're gonna love you now because we got a nice lot. We got a nice listenership.
Shout out to Norfolk. Shout out to Suffolk. Free my man Yacht down there. Hey, shout out to Virginia Beach. Free my brother Clebo, man. Hey, shout out to Richmond, Virginia, man.
Richmond.
Free my goddamn brother, man. Boogie, man. Free my VA niggas, man. Hey, y'all boys,
gas,
man.
No breaks. How y'all come up with the name?
So Rex was part of the group that did come up with that. I can't say that I was, but when I heard it, for me, I can tell you what it means. Anytime I think about not doing something or maybe pulling back from doing something, I'd be like, how can I even say all gas, no brakes? And I think that way. I can't think that way, so I just do it. So even reaching out to y'all, I was like, I'm gonna just reach out to y'all, and I ain't know y'all because sometimes some people are different. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's as cool as you guys. And I've had it. But when you do this and you, like you say, you're meant to do something, you just do it. So all gas, no brakes for me just means all gas, no brakes. And it's brakes, BREAKS. We take no brakes, man, nonstop. I keep going all day long.
I didn't even notice the spelling of it neither. That's like how you just explained it.
Appreciate that, man. Any other questions, you feel free to ask me, man. I dig y'all vibe, yo.
So
who y'all be recording in here on the music tip? Like, what type of artists y'all work with?
Local rappers.
like who?
Rex. This is his studio.
And then what makes you comfortable doing it in your crib? But I understand that because my producer, and y'all can check me out too. I dropped a project called Back Block Nightmare, and because Spanrella and live mixtapes, I think they kind of like dismantle. I think I'm gonna have to re-release that, and I think when I re-release that project, I think me and DJ Nick re-release it. I might do like a deluxe, but I don't rap no more. I'm not open for features. I'm not doing no videos, but I just think that I'm gonna do pretty good. So my producer G7, he lived in the community in like Arnold. If you're familiar with Arnold, that's more closer to Annapolis.
Okay.
And he lived in a community like that, and he had like the same setup. So, I understand, but like, but still, my question is still there, Rex. Like, who you record, and then what makes you do it safely at your house?
Big Rex talk. He's
you talking to me?
Talking to you, Rex. Talking to you, Rex.
And I love it.
I don't
like
usually get on the microphone.
We got questions.
My
You
question,
gotta
Rex.
answer 'em.
I'm listening to y'all, but I'm listening.
When I
to
come back the next
levels.
time, then we end. But now we just gotta know. And hey, listen, man,
Who do
it's
y'all
beautiful.
record? We love the music. Who you recording in here?
Recorded a lot of different kind of people, man. Like I love recording local artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of
I've had some people down here from Baltimore. How y'all say it? Baltimore.
We say Baltimore.
No, we say Baltimore.
Baltimore. I just want to make sure I'm saying
No,
it
it's saying
right.
Say it,
You know what I
Baltimore.
mean?
Baltimore.
Baltimore. Yeah.
Baltimore. Yeah, we from. But I
Okay,
know y'all
okay.
said like when you go to
DC.
college, it's called
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
I went to
still- I
Job
say
Corps
I
too.
still say Baltimore.
I went to Job Corps in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yeah,
And
that's your job code. That's your like
Yeah.
jail though.
yeah.
That's your like prison though. I ain't want to go there.
No, it was
No,
cool.
it says kind of tough down there,
It was
bro.
cool.
I'd have got put out. I got put out of Job Corps in 150 days, but in Virginia, it might have took me 45.
I mean, you got Green Grass Motel out there too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
They said them joints. They said they little rooms. They said y'all had like 12-man rooms. See, what stop? We only had 4-man rooms. Y'all had 12-man rooms out
That's
there.
a dorm. That ain't
That's
no
a
room.
dorm. They had 12-man rooms. They said, yo, back then, and I went in the 90s, they said that joint like Al Qaeda. And it was like, bro, I was like, what was the war back then that America was going on?
Desert Storm.
Iraq. So that was like,
Desert
Desert
Storm.
Storm. So they said, yeah, boy, you got to have them hands, and VA boys trying to
Yeah,
step.
we had a race ride out there with Amherst County, which is like right beside
Yeah.
Lynchburg.
Mm-hmm.
And it all started with
It's crazy you said Lynchburg. I heard a great story. I watched a great documentary about not to cut you off, but when you said Lynchburg, it took me back there. Lynchburg is a small town, a few black people
Yep.
live there, but it's overpowered by white people.
Yep.
But just one black family was living in Lynchburg all their life, bought a house in Lynchburg because they have such a big family. Kind of find out that was the family, that was the house that their great and their great people, what would you say, descendants were slaves there. They found like the grave of their like great grandmother. They brought the property. The dude And the white dude he brought it from, they was cool. They grew up in that Virginia town for years. And the whole time they had like kind of like the same name. And it goes back to all the way to slavery. And they brought that house in Lynchville, Virginia. And that story, it's a great, I'll send it to you. It's a great story.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude brought it. Now he restored it and everything. But and they found the graves of the slaves. And then they did the research of the slaves. And like, damn, bro, 100 years later, a grandson bought a property. His people were slaved at. Yeah, it was meant to be. It's beautiful.
And for them to find them.
I just had to share that story with you. When you said that, it reminded me.
Crazy.
Yeah, he bought the house that his ancestors were slave in.
I didn't even know.
Beautiful. And it's like 30 acres.
Crazy.
It's beautiful, bro. And listen, they're restoring a house that they actually lived in. Because remember, slaves just lived with a fireplace in one room. And one room is the whole house. And it's still like parts of the old bathroom. And then they started finding tombstones because they went deep because he like this. And they found out the names and they went in there and they found the tombstones, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's
You
I had to tell you that
follow
story,
that.
bro.
You
I
gotta
had to
follow
tell
that.
you that.
What was I talking about again?
I don't even know how to come behind that.
Take a look, Ashton.
I can hit the weed and take them back to the B with it. Run a pick and roll and throw the whoop, I get sweet with it. Throwing fools like I'm going for the sweet. Take a trip to Philly, I've been banging all week. 20 under 20, I got rich out the weed. I'm a rock star, make a bitch at her knees. I don't sit watch, so it's just what I need. It's 100 pounds, take them on a high speed. And the boot rap shit getting easy. Take a brick off a lawyer, I'm easy. The shit I say out my head, they be crazy. Yeah, I'm a trap star, but I'm lazy. I don't like to hit my plays, they be shaky. If the cane good, hit it with the biggie. I don't know what I'ma blow, so I'm waiting. Little bitch from Pittsburgh, I'm a stealer. Feds know me as a well-known dealer. Getting busy, I can hit you with a chicken. I can recook the cane like a brisket. 5 pounds, same size as a midget. I can hit the weed and take them back to the beat with it.
What up, my boy? Huh? What up, my boy?